Why'd we stop driving? Is everything okay? Oh, just getting gas. Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, I guess I'm a bit on edge. Which you probably understand. I'd imagine you are too. We're both taking a big risk. Anyway, I'll let you fill up. Should I stay in here, or do you want me to run into the gas station, grab some snacks or something? Yeah, you're right. I should really lay low for now. Do you think he's noticed that we're missing yet? Well, yeah, if he's asleep right now, then hopefully he has no idea that we've gone anywhere. Not that he pays attention when I'm in my room or not. But that doesn't matter. What matters is we're on the road, and we're gonna get away. So, how much further until the airport? Another 2 hours, huh? And the guy with our new passports is supposed to meet us in the parking lot, right? Right, the third floor of the parking garage. Sorry. It's been a while since I haven't flown in a private jet. Surprise, I know. Not that I generally went anywhere before. My father would just say, "Oh, let's go check out this nice tropical destination for a day or two." And then we'd go. It was always a surreal experience. And even when we were there, he was always on the phone talking with people about work, if you could even call it work. I don't want to think about him. The more I do, the more anxious I get. We just need to get out of here. I don't think I got a chance to ask you, by the way. What do you think of the new hairstyle? Thanks. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I feel like I look completely different, too. As long as I'm not recognizable immediately, that's all that matters. You're looking pretty good yourself. Though, your hair doesn't look too much different. But the new color suits you. Well, I guess back on the road, huh? 2 more hours. I don't know if I'll be able to sleep through the rest of this trip. I'm a bit too jittery now that I've finally fully woken up. And I'm used to running on 4 hours of sleep, so it's not unusual. You know, in the weeks leading up to this, I had a whole bunch of nightmares about everything going wrong and my actions resulting in your death. But I also had a bunch of dreams of us managing to get away. Living in a new place under new names and just getting to do everything we ever wanted. Working part-time jobs, normal jobs, while I save up for school. I do really want to be a doctor still. Do you have any idea what you want to do once we're finally free? Is that right? Well, I wish you the best. If anyone can do it, you can. It'll be quite a change from the way we used to live, that's for sure. And I'll have to get used to having very little money at my disposal. And also, not being able to rely on my father's reputation to get me by in difficult situations. And you, well, You're gonna go from your normal job of protecting me to pretty much all day and all night being around me and having to worry about that too. I'm surprised you actually agreed to this. But I'm also really glad that you did. If I were on my own, trying to get all the paperwork done and smuggling money away, I'd feel like for sure someone would catch on. But having an ally like you, it really makes me feel safer. It gave me hope that this was all going to work out. And we're almost there. As soon as we get to the airport, as soon as we have all that fake paperwork, new birth certificate, the passports, social security number, and then we get on that plane, it'll be really, really hard for my father to get to us, even with all the stuff at his disposal. Living a brand new life, as somebody who has absolutely no connections to the mob and is just trying to become a doctor and saving up money, going to school. It's going to be amazing, I think. I've always wanted to live a life like that, where I just get to be a normal young adult. I'm so glad I'm finally out of high school. And it feels insane. How many months has it been since I first came up with this stupid plan? How long since you agreed to go along with it? Like half a year almost, right? This whole time, slowly getting everything to fall into place. Organizing all sorts of things. At any step it could have gone wrong. We could have been busted, and my father might have had you killed. And he certainly wouldn't have let me out of the house for probably years. You put a lot on the line for me. And I'm really, really grateful for that. Of course I recognize your hard work and your dedication and your loyalty. It makes me wonder. Oh, nothing, sorry. I kind of drifted off in thought there. But it's been nice getting to get closer to you over the last 6 months. I hope you feel the same about me. I know I can be kind of a brat. Guess that's what happens when you're locked up under your father's thumb for so long. You start to lash out any way you can. You know, I used to throw tantrums until I was like 10 years old. Because they always worked. It was the only way for my dad to recognize that I existed most of the time. If I wasn't making a lot of noise, drawing attention, then I was basically just a little dolly for him to carry around wherever he went. I'm sure he would have married me off eventually to some drug dealer. I hate to think about it, but he was always talking about how great it would be for our family to merge with another powerful one, so he could combine our practices with their dirty practices. It's just, it makes me shudder to think about. Do you really think I'll be able to track down my mom? I know I've mentioned it now and then, and it's certainly not my first priority. I do just want to start living life as normal, but I want to find her. She's kind of the only family I have left, and even though she wasn't able to take me when she left my dad, I still feel like she would want what's best for me, you know? I just want to see where she is now, how she's doing. I hope that she hasn't forgotten me. I wonder if she has a new family. A normal one. I'm just depressing myself thinking about this. Sorry. You should be focusing on driving after all. It must be weird for you to be doing the driving for once instead of our chauffeur. But you're pretty good at it. Haven't had any issues with going too fast, too slow, merging lanes and all that. Well, yeah, I was asleep most of the time, but now and then I'd kind of be half awake, and I could tell that you were a comfortable driver. That's one of the things I want to get as soon as I can, a driver's license. Obviously, my father would have never let me. He would just have people drive me around everywhere. It's safer, right? But I want to be able to drive myself places. There's something freeing about being behind the wheel, isn't there? And most girls had their licenses by 16 or 17 in school, and I didn't even have my learner's permit. All about keeping me trapped. I know my father loves me, and I'm trying not to think too much about the fact that he'll probably feel like I betrayed him. He will miss me, won't he? He'll worry. But I can't think about it, you know? Because as much as he cares about me, he's also a terrible person. He's done awful, awful things, and he treats me like I'm his property. So, even if he cares about me, he just doesn't deserve to have me around, and I don't need to be around him anymore. It's a toxic environment, and I was in constant danger, which was, in the end, his fault. Maybe one day he'll understand why I ran away. And maybe one day he'll get out of all this. Then I could see him again, even. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I have no idea what's going to happen. Hell, for all I know, we get to the airport and right away somebody just snatches us up and brings us back home. And this whole thing was a setup. But that's not going to happen, right? Thank you for saying so. It does make me feel better to have your reassurance. You've been a huge help in this plan, too. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have been able to find that guy who makes the fake IDs. I would have probably had to go through someone else with my father who would probably just rat me out. So, thanks for that. And for everything else, too. You've done a great job at helping me. And I know we've only really been talking for the past half a year, but I feel like you know me better than anyone, and that I can trust you more than anyone else. And so, I promise, we're going to be able to live a normal life, you and I. I changed my mind. I'm still kind of tired. I think for the last leg of the journey, I'm going to try and get some more sleep. Wake me up when we get to the airport, okay? Thank you.